What was the story of Tarzan? Let's reflect for those who forgot. And then you got people 21 and under. They don't even show y'all these type of children's stories no more. So y'all ain't never heard about Tarzan. All right? But Tarzan was about this white boy who his parents were marooned on an island off South Africa, off Africa. And then his dad was killed. Tarzan's dad was killed by a great ape. I'm going to just call him K. You know what I'm saying? Collar. Killed Tarzan's dad. This was how the story went. All right? And then Tarzan's mom, she died on the island while being marooned. Now, for those of you who don't know what marooned mean, maroon was what pirates would do. Was like, okay, back in the day when they used to sell on ships and the pirates would come around and steal the land, the Spanish conquistadors and shit like that. Because they call them pirates, but they don't be exact. Who the fuck was the pirates? The Spanish conquistadors, the same niggas that came and took us land to land and robbed us, raped us, killed us, them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Spanish conquistadors, who are what? Who were they originally? They were the original frontline warriors for the hierarchy of human beings. Remember, the Spanish conquistadors came on boats. They were the pirates. And then if they went from pirates to fucking slave catchers, once they got everything out of land and the slaves, they went from pirates to slave catchers. And then after they freed the slaves, they went from slave catchers to the police. Same motherfuckers, nigga. The pirates had a badge too, nigga. Go look it up. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about energy, though. We going back to nature. So in Tarzan's story, his mom and his dad was marooned, and I was explaining to y'all what marooned means. You know what I'm saying? So to be marooned is what the pirates would do if it was a nigga on the ship. Say they went to go rob another ship. It's 12 pirates. They go to rob another ship. Out of 12 pirates, 3 of them don't ride. 3 of them fold. They scared to get off the ship and go help siege the other ship. Nigga, after the pirates siege that ship, when they come back, them 3 pirates that didn't ride, they like, y'all some bitch ass niggas. And they'll leave their ass on a random island surrounded by water with only a motherfucking water bottle, a letter and a gun to kill themselves with when they was ready to commit suicide. Wouldn't leave with no food, no nothing. It's called marooning. Pirates used to do it to their own crew. That's where marooning come from. Alright? So in Tarzan, whenever what's that movie made with Tom Hanks? I was just talking about it yesterday in the J.V. Castaway. Because the face from Castaway is a little girl that they actually maimed, and the elites do kids like that. And I talked about this in the Jay-Z Lecture Live on YouTube the other day. All right, now, Castaway is an example of being marooned. In Castaway, Tom Hanks was marooned. You know, he was stranded on that island alone. So that's what marooned is. So in Tarzan, basically, Tarzan's parents had been marooned. All right? So they were stranded on the island alone. So now you know what marooned means. If you didn't know, you learned something new right here today. Marooned is when a motherfucker basically is left on the island alone with shit but a fucking gun to kill themselves. No food, no cell phone to call for help, nothing, nigga. And shit, that's a fucked up fate. Because I ain't gonna lie, nigga, who would want to just be on an island, nigga, in the middle of the ocean, nigga, with just nothing but a gun to kill yourself with? Boy, that is crazy, because you like, they just leave you there. The pirates, just imagine that. That's fucked up, though. They marooning niggas. They was leaving niggas on a random island and just sell off. Leave a nigga a pipe to nail himself with, that's it. No food, no nothing to drink. But that's what they would do to you if you committed treason back then. It was called marooning. M-A-R-O-O-N. They know where maroon really come from. You see what I'm saying? And then also the color of the burgundy is called maroon. You see what I'm saying? Burgundy is called maroon. Why? Because it's an isolated color. Burgundy is a color that's a man-made color that don't exist. It's a man-made color that don't exist. You know what I'm saying? You got red, you got orange. The original colors is the chakras. Red, orange, gold, and yellow don't even exist. Yellow was created. You got red, orange, gold, green, sky blue, royal blue, which is a higher form of blue, and then violet, and then more colors that can't be pronounced with the human words, or with the English language. Alright? So that's the story of Tarzan, right, as far as with his parents. So because his parents was marooned, his mom then died, and his dad was killed by this ape. Now, the apes were called the Mangani apes. And I'm going to go to Wikipedia and pull it up to go verbatim. I'm just going off the head right now. And then we'll go to Wikipedia, see what they said about Tarzan, and I'll break everybody. We're going to break this. We're going to connect it. We're going to decode it. All right? So, the great ape killed Tarzan daddy, and Tarzan mama died, so the apes end up raising Tarzan. This is how the story goes, right? The apes raised Tarzan. Eventually, the humans is coming. They trying to take over the jungle where the apes is at. You know what I'm saying? They trying to knock shit down, tear shit down, like do what they do. And the shit in their way is the apes and Tarzan. You know what I'm saying? And Tarzan had never even seen white people before. That's what they tell you in the story. He had never seen white people before because he was living with the apes all that time. So then when people came back out there to the jungle, and they started scouting the jungle, the apes started feeling like Tarzan was a threat. Hey, we gotta get him the fuck out the jungle because they gonna come to the jungle looking for this little nigga. You know what I'm saying? And he's a threat to us. You know, it was already apes who didn't like Tarzan. They felt like he was a threat because they know how human beings was getting down. And they knew that Tarzan wasn't really an ape. One of them. He wasn't one of them. So, long story short, in synopsis, Tarzan ended up going to live amongst the human beings to try to stop the human beings from going to where Tarzan was at, to where protect the apes. To protect the apes. So he went and tried to live amongst human beings, but he couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? He tried, but it wasn't for him. He didn't fit in. So he ended up going back to the jungle, live with the apes. You know what I'm saying? Humans end up trying to come take over the jungle and the apes. They go to war with them. Tarzan and them fuck them up. They win the war. They stay in the jungle. Tarzan also ended up falling in love with another little chick that had actually seen him when some humans came to the island years later. She seen Tarzan and he seen her, but she was the only one that seen him. So Tarzan ended up falling in love with her, and of course, she's the connect, she the bridge. She the one that can calm Tarzan down. So therefore she got a lot of power because Tarzan got all the apes behind him, the whole jungle behind Tarzan. You see what I'm saying? So he got a lot of power. Okay, that's the story of Tarzan. All right, now keep that in y'all mind. Let's go to Wikipedia and see what they say about Tarzan real quick. All right, it's imperative you know the story first. All right, Tarzan. I got it pulled up. Wikipedia. Tarzan is a fictional character and an archetypal feral child raised in the African jungle by the Mangani great apes. Just like I said, Mangani great apes. Cause I ain't watched Tarzan in a long time. I know the story though. But anyway, he later experienced a civilization only to reject it and return to the wild as a heroic adventurer. The character has been visually depicted as articulate and sophisticated as in the original novels. Alright? So in the original novels of Tarzan, he was depicted as articulate and sophisticated. Keep that in y'all mind. But then in later editions of Tarzan, he was depicted with limited language skills, such as in the film featuring Johnny Westmuller. So over the years, they started dumbing Tarzan character down as just this wild, reckless nigga swinging through the jungle. But when he was first written, Tarzan was a very intelligent, very sophisticated, with all different type of language skills. Because of course he had the ability to communicate with all the different type of animals in the jungle, not just the apes. Like the new Tarzans, like that came out like in the 70s, 60s. They make it seem like Tarzan only had pull with the apes. But in the original Tarzan books that came out in 1910 and stuff like that, Tarzan had control over the entire jungle. And that's why I wanted to read it, because I wanted y'all to know that part. Because a lot of people don't know that. But he had command over the entire jungle. He can communicate with the lions, everybody. You know what I'm saying? So they tell you right here, the character biography on Wikipedia, they say Tarzan is the son of a British lord and lady who were marooned, like I told y'all, who were marooned on the Atlantic coast of Africa by mutineers. So mutineers is like another word for pirates, or people that were known for marooning people were called mutineers. All right, same shit. All right, when Tarzan was an infant, his mother died, and his father was killed by Kerchak, leader of the ape tribe by whom Tarzan was adopted. All right. Soon after his parents' death, Tarzan became a feral child, and his tribe of apes is known as the Mangani Great Apes of a species known to science. Kala is his mother. Burroughs added stories occurring during Tarzan's adolescence in his sixth Tarzan book. Okay? So, basically, and after that, they just naming different books. Okay. Personality. Let's read about Tarzan's personality. He is presented as behaving ethically in most situations. Keep that in your mind. Except when seeking vengeance under the motivation of grief, as when his ape mother Collar is killed in Tarzan of the Apes, or when he believes Jane has been murdered in Tarzan the Untamed. He is deeply in love with his wife. Jane is his wife, Tarzan, and totally devoted to her. In numerous situations where other women express their attraction to him, Tarzan politely but firmly declines their attentions. Okay? When presented with a situation where a weaker individual or party is being preyed upon by a stronger foe, Tarzan invariably takes the side of the weaker party. Pay attention. So he's a rebel. Tarzan was a rebel. Pay attention, y'all. He was a rebel. He was a revolutionary. You know what I'm saying? This is pay attention to his character, all right? They telling you that his personality is that Tarzan is the type that's going to side with the weaker party, all right? In dealing with other men, Tarzan is firm and forceful. With male friends, he is reserved but deeply loyal and generous. As a host, he is likewise generous and gracious. As a leader, he commands devoted loyalty. In keeping with these noble characteristics, Tarzan's philosophies embraces an extreme form of return to nature. Listen, these were Tarzan's philosophies. See, you got to go back to the original writings of Tarzan to know where this shit stemmed from originally. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm reading it off Wikipedia. All right? Now, these were his characteristics. Tarzan's philosophy was returning to nature, okay? Although he is able to pass within society as a civilized individual, he prefers to stripe off the thin veneer of civilization as burrows off the pussies. He prefers to be dressed in a knife and a loincloth of animal hide. He prefers abode in any convenient tree branch when he desires to sleep. And his favorite food is raw meat, all right? Killed by himself. Even better if he is able to bury it in a week so that the purification has had a chance to tenderize it a bit. Okay, so they had him eating raw meat or whatever. All right, so omit that part. Outside of that part, the raw meat comes from the fact we know who like raw meat, the human beings did. We also know what color did they paint Tarzan, white in the book. This is a very powerful story, and this is why Tarzan was painted as a white man. All right, but I'm gonna show you how all these traits is about you. The whole go back to nature, all about you. The whole the godlike being. Let me describe his physical abilities, all right? These are his physical abilities. Tarzan's jungle upbringing gives him abilities far beyond those of ordinary humans. Pay attention. These include climbing, clinging, and leaping, as well as any great ape. So basically they saying he can scale trees and branches just as good as the apes could. Now imagine one of us doing that. That'll be a motherfucker with supreme athletic ability, right? Let's keep going. He uses branches and swings from vines to travel at great speeds. A skill acquired amongst the anthropoid apes who taught him this. Alright? His strength, speed, stamina, agility, reflexes, and swimming skills are extraordinary in comparison to normal men. He has wrestled full-grown bull apes and gorillas, lions, rhinos, crocodiles, pythons, sharks, tigers, giant seahorses, and even dinosaurs. Tarzan is a skilled tracker and uses his exceptional hearing and keen sense of smell to follow prey or avoid predators. Who the fuck you think they talking about? Nigga, they talk about everything you did when you was in nature. I'm gonna read it again for you.